We are back.
Well, we're starting.
That was weird. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Trying to figure out. I've got technical difficulties once again. I could not hear anything on the intro. Mac, how are you?
Better than you, apparently.
Apparently, it's going to be another one of those weeks. We got it happening here again. So,
yeah, I have a headache.
Well, that's good. This is the Michigan Team Rivalry Show brought to you by Rise Window and Door. More on that later. Who is in the chat? Is there anybody in the chat? Is anybody out there?
We got Marmar.
Marmar is out there.
Brandon.
Marmar, how you doing? Brandon is out there. Good to see you guys. Mac, I wanted to ask you, though, I hear now that you are the legal expert at Team Rivalry.
Yes,
so I wanted to ask you, is it a crime to steal bread to feed your family? And how much bread have you stolen? Wait, don't incriminate yourself.
Good job by J.J. McCarthy. Take the handoff. Now advantage is going to throw a pick. They give it to Corum. Up back. Corum. Touchdown, Wolverine. Ruben Wilson does it again. Finds some daylight. He's got some speed and some blockers. Outside. Turns the corner. Blake Corum down the sideline. Looking over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Wolverine. McCarthy extends the play, now using legs. McCarthy a first down.
I played that video to hype everything up, and I can't hear it for some reason, and so now I feel like I'm not hyped. I want to quit and go home. Wait, I am home. Never mind. We're here.
All right. You're also just going to need to suck it up, okay? We have a show to do. The
Suck it up,
show must go on. This guy.
Brandon says Michigan about owns almost every team in head-to-head.
I
agree. Except for Oregon, we're 3-3, so we gotta work on that.
And USC, we're 5-6.
No, we're 5-6 with them. Yeah. All right.
So.
Brandon is clapping. Thank you, Brandon. Yay, Brandon. All right. Welcome, everybody. Once again, this is the Michigan Team Rivalry Show. We are here to bring you football in one form or another. We like to have fun watching football. We enjoy watching football. We have to make a small change tonight, and I will repeat this as often as I need to. But the small change is that we get a lot more chats now than we used to, and I'm not able to keep up with them. So, not trying to beg for money or anything here, not trying to, make people pay for things. But here's how it's going to work. If you give a super chat, I guarantee we will put your comment on the screen and talk about it. If you don't, I'm still going to try to get to them, and we're still going to talk about it as if we can, if I remember to get to it or not. But we're getting so many chats in there that if you really want it to show up, we got to do the super chats, and you can do a super chat for like $1 or $2, I think. So you don't have to do like a mega super chat like Blue Wolverine always does. By the way, we are launching our investigation to find out if Blue Wolverine is in fact Bruce Wayne. I asked him once, and he sent me a meme, and I said, "That's not a no.
That's not a no.
It's not a no."
No one has ever seen Blue Wolverine and Bruce Wayne in the same room.
That's right. That's right. So what do we got here? We have Judge Dot. Don't matter. Ohio State clears you all, the defending national champions. Put me in timeout now. We don't put people in timeouts. You're good.
We don't. We believe in free speech-ish.
That's right. Diana Hale says Michigan beats Oklahoma 24-21. I like it. Close scoring game is fine with me as long as we bring home the W.
That means Dominic Zavada gets the game-winning field goal.
That's right. Brandon says we will hopefully even that USC series out this year, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
I think
because Michigan plays USC.
Right.
So,
yeah. Exactly. Judge Stott. Oh, yeah, in Oklahoma by 50. Sure. We'll get to that. All right. So today we are going to talk about, we're into week 2, and this is the Pigskin Showdown. I forgot to tell the guys, but they're in the back. We are actually going to do scores, over-unders, and, winners and losers, that kind of thing. And I am keeping track this week. So this week is official scoring for all the crew. We have an extra guy today. I'll bring him on in just a minute. We are also going to hit your chats, like I said. Hit those super chats if you want to guarantee that yours is on the screen. Also, we have a question in the chat. We have a poll going on, which has already got a number of votes on it. Well, 8. How long before Alabama, that is a number, yes. How long before Alabama rehires Nick Saban? Your options are 1 year, 1 year, 2 years, Alabama? Because as we all know, Michigan retired the dynasty, ended it officially. Now it's gone. And here we are. How about we do an ad read? Are you ready with the ad read?
I got the ad read. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
This episode of Team Rivalry is powered by Rise Window and Door. Serving Jackson, Ann Arbor, and Lansing, Rise delivers expert craftsmanship, not just in windows, doors, and custom trim, you know, the rectangles you find around your house, but across the home improvement spectrum. Locally owned and operated, they bring big precision with small town care. No cookie cutter solutions, no shortcuts. Whether it's upgrading your exterior or transforming your interior, Rise handles every detail with the care and precision you want for your home. Call 810-673-7473 or head to risewindowdoor.com to schedule your free consultation today and let Rise help you realize the vision for your home. They're a supporter of the show, so if you're looking to have any home improvement projects completed, they're going to do the best job you could ask for, and you'll be supporting the channel while doing so. So it's a win-win.
Excellent. Yes, Rise Window and Door, great company. They do great work.
Fantastic stuff.
Fantastic stuff. All right. And now, okay, man, what is the deal? Everything is crazy. If I were better at this show would go a lot smoother. It's one of these days I'm actually going to learn to do what it is that I claim to know how to do.
Producing a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get down to it here. We're going to talk about Ohio State coming up first. But first, let's bring the guys on board here. We have Peter, Ben, Garrison, and Rob.
What's up, you guys?
How you guys doing?
Doing good. I have a fun fact right here.
Fun fact.
So what was going on the last time Alabama was ranked in the 20s? The number one song was Disturbia by Rihanna. Tropic Thunder was number one in the box office. Ryan Williams was a 1-year-old. George W. Bush was president, and Pete Carroll was at USC, and Urban Meyer was at Florida.
Wow.
Good old Pete Carroll.
All right.
I don't know, Rob.
That kind of makes me feel old.
All right, real quick, I'm going to go around the room here. We have Peter and Rob from Buckeyes Battlecry. They have their own channel over there on YouTube. Well, everybody here has their own channel. Peter and Rob from Buckeyes Battlecry, why don't you guys give us some highlights of what you got going on over there?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, discussing the previous week's games and the upcoming week and slate of games, and a lot of videos throughout the week as well, both shorts and videos.
Excellent. Garrison is running the Ohio State at the Voice of College Football channel. Garrison, why don't you tell us what you got going on over there?
Well, man, I mean, you find me on Mondays for the primetime show and then Thursdays for the call-in show. But right now, man, just sorry, I'm getting over a cold right now.
Oh no,
dude! Oh my gosh, got a Labor Day in Traverse City. But
that'll happen.
No, right now, I mean, just running the show as it is right now, getting ready to on Thursday to see what everybody thinks about Ohio State's band against Grambling's band and see how that goes.
And rounding out the crew here, we have Ben from Exploring with Ben and Sam. Oh, wait, you also have another Ducks channel, Oregon Ducks channel. Anyway, he is our Oregon Ducks representative. Ben, tell us what you got going on over there.
We're still just working on building up the Quacking Off channel over there with Spaz and I, and looking forward to Oklahoma State this week after Mike Gundy decides to try to run his mouth, a little bit, and hopefully it'll be a repeat of 2008, just worse.
Just worse. All right. So as I was saying, you guys, we're going to keep score tonight. So when you give your analysis, we're going to look at winner and loser, over and under, and score if you got them. And I'm keeping track this week, so we will start the tally for the season. We are going. Oh, and I wanted to give everybody out there a heads up too. We understand this is a Michigan channel, and Mac and I are Michigan fans. The reason we have other guys on here is to, first of all, promote rivalries. Promote, as Rob was actually talking about this just before the show started, promoting good rivalry, good-natured rivalries, trying to get us all to have fun together, talking about football. We love trash talk. We don't like angry talk. So we're going to keep it civil, but have fun with it. And,
yeah, Garrison.
Trash each other as much as possible. But also, the reason I don't have more Michigan fans on here is because every Michigan fan I talk to is busy. I don't know what's going on in Michigan YouTube, but apparently
most Michigan fans have a job, whereas fans of every other team apparently don't. So
I knew I'm coming.
the trash talk is
You
right.
ever been to Flint?
I've heard of
Sag nasty.
I've heard of Flint. There's a lot of crime there, apparently.
I heard they have really good water.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
That hurt.
Ouch.
All right, guys. The first game we're going to talk about, and I thought this would come up bigger, but it's not. But at any rate, we are talking about Grambling versus Ohio State. Grambling State versus Ohio State. It's a state championship game here. I looked up. I wanted to be prepared for the show tonight, so I looked up the offense, defense, quarterback, special teams, coaching style, and even the weather to find out who has the advantage in each of those categories. And I don't know why, but Ohio State just fills the column on the right here. even the weather is on Ohio State's side this weekend.
Well,
so
does that mean it's a perfect 70 degrees and sunny?
It might. Yeah. It's
because apparently they can't play football on anything less.
Actually, it is. They've got here 74 degrees, light breeze, 10% chance of rain. So
wow.
Everything a Columbus fan wants.
I mean, that does sound gorgeous, but God forbid it starts snowing even just a little bit, and then it's over. It's game over. Grambling wins.
I'm going to start at the top right, and we're going to go with Peter. Peter, what are you looking at for this game this weekend?
I mean, like Garrison said, dude, this is about the fans. It's not about the football game. Grambling State has one of the best, and of course, Thibodeau for Ohio State. But I remember the last time we played one of the FCS schools, man, it was Florida A&M. We dropped 73 on them. I need at least 55 points in this game. I need at least 550 yards of offense, if not more. And I need to see that run game eat. And it doesn't mean much if all that happens because it's Grambling State. But I still want to see it.
What have you got for score then?
Oh goodness, man! I'll say 56-3. I'll give him a 3 mercy rule there, low mercy point.
So that's what do we have for over under on this one? I forgot to put up. Let me see here.
Grambling State.
Oh no, there isn't. There's no odds on this one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no odds.
Yeah, since it's FCS school.
Right. All right, Rob, let's go to you. What do you got?
Ohio State really needs to capitalize on these next 2 weeks. I mean, they got Grambling State, and they got Ohio, and then they have the bye to all the way up till Washington. So what I want to see in this game is just to get the kinks out in offense. Let Julian Sain do his thing, really open up the offense, get the run game going, and I want to see a lot of rotation as well. Because as we see in the past, that they're just, in terms of playing your backups, I want to see more from Ryan Day. But yeah, I mean, when I look at that Texas game, I get that they had a really good defense. And, I like the fact that, Julian Sain was able to do his job. And, they had that one drive where ended in CJ Donaldson barreling into the end zone from the goal line. But what also concerned me was that I wanted to see more sustained drives, and they really couldn't get the run game going that often as I would have liked. So yeah, that's what I want to see against Grambling State in terms of, again, if there's any time to figure things out in terms of that, and just letting Julian Sain, do his thing and, develop more. It's against Grambling State than Ohio, but I have Ohio State winning 45-6.
That would be underwhelming from my perspective, but it might happen.
Garrison, let's go over to you. What do you got? Besides
Well, I mean, listen, man. I think Grambling has a lot of state championships, won the probably it is the greatest HBCU football program of all time. Eddie Robinson started that program. I think they got like 10 national championships by himself.
Wow.
But this ain't your grandfather's Grambling State. They went. I'm looking at it right now, 5-7 last year, second to last in the conference. Not a lot of talent at the end of the day. It's still FCS. All I need to see is I need to see better vision out of the running back, specifically James Peoples. This Grambling State, we're gonna move guys more than we did last week. I mean, they don't have Texas-sized guys, right? It's kind of like going against New Mexico Lobos in a way. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a beat down. I don't want to see the starters in the game after mid-third quarter. Do want to see some Lincoln Keenholz. Do want to see our young freshman quarterback get in the game. Also, Tavian Sinclair. Outside of that, and I mean, listen, man, we got to push the narrative. Get Jeremiah 2 touchdowns. Throw it up in the air. Like, this is one of those games where you should let loose a little bit more. Last game you weren't able to, simply because of where you were. You start within your 20 multiple times. You start within your 5 multiple times. You have wide receivers dropping the ball. You project like our team outside the offensive line, the running backs and the wide receivers put Julian in bad situations. Yet he was more the constant of the offense. Thank God that's the truth. So yeah, I mean, just go out there and do what you do. I don't think Graham is going to score a single point. Give me 50-0. I think around the second half you see Ryan Day let off a little bit.
Now, so you said you wanted to see the starters come out of the game midway through the third quarter. Do they even need to be in there that long? Ohio State doesn't need to make a statement here. They just need to come away with a win, right?
It's not about making a statement. We did the same thing with C.J. Stroud in 2021, even when we blew teams out. Because you have to be able to come out of a halftime and still be able to run second half adjustments. There might not be many, but you still need to be able to do that, have that go down from the coaching staff down to the players, go out to the field, and make that come into fruition. So I do want to see that be able to, like, at least 2 drives. I'll put it that way, at least 2 drives, because we might get them off the field early. We might score in 5 minutes against them in the second half. So, yeah.
All right. And you said 50-0, right?
Yes.
Just blank.
Man, I'm going to laugh when Grambling takes a 10-0 lead in the first quarter.
Well, I shout out to them. They score more than Texas.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Ben, what do you think? You're a big Grambling State fan.
The absolute disrespect you have on Grambling. How dare all of you
They have a great day.
badly of them?
I haven't spoken yet.
They just dropped 55 points on NAIA Langston Lions.
I played Langston. Ooh. They suck.
No, disrespectful. Disrespectful.
You mean you played them on NCAA 26 or whatever?
No, I played them 10 years ago. 12 years ago.
Oh, on NCAA 14?
I'm old, man.
I can't disagree, though. I mean, look, Ohio State's got to just get in their flow offensively, and this is a great kind of game after Texas. And to get your backups in, get your adjustments, try some different things. And I'm sorry, Grambling doesn't stand a chance. Grambling has not been that great.
They're not Appalachian State.
Yeah, they haven't been that great recently by any means. So it's going to be over well before halftime. It'll be over. You'll get to see those backups, Garrison. You'll get to see what they can do. But I agree, though, Ryan Day will pull off the dogs a bit in the game because he's not out there to try to embarrass Grambling for any means. So.
Now, Ben, you don't think Julian Sayin will take that traditional slide with 2 seconds left in the game there at the
end? Take a nap in the middle of the field during the most important game of the season.
The most important game.
Ben, what's your score prediction? What do you got?
Again, I think Ryan Day will call off the dogs to some degree, and don't totally disregard Grambling, but I've got them like 55-7 Ohio State.
Ooh.
So what you're telling me is that they're offensively, Grambling State is on the same level as Texas.
No, it's yes, but it'll be obviously a last like final minute desperation, like miracle play kind of thing.
Oh man! All right, Mac, you're a big Grambling State fan. What do you think?
All right, here's the deal, guys. I've had a day, and I can't tell any of you what happened, but I'm about ready to let loose and freak out on all of you. So this is going to be fantastic. Are you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
Let's go. All right.
Get on, bro.
Do we have a choice?
I don't quiet yourself.
Mute.
I don't particularly give a single solitary crap about Ohio State versus Grambling State. Okay. The fact that they schedule an FCS team, but they're going to give Michigan crap for the cupcakes that Michigan played in 2023. All right. We got a whole bunch of crap in 2023 about, oh, you're playing Bowling Green State. Yeah, we did. I mean, at least they're FBS. Grambling State, what are you doing? Is this virtue signaling? This is what's going on. They're poor FCS. They're a poor FCS team. They need all the money.
We got to get back to the community, man.
We have to humiliate them on national television. They have a $7 million endowment. Do you understand that I will likely spend more money on beer in my lifetime than their endowment is? This is a ridiculous game. And the fact that it's even scheduled, Ohio State should be ashamed of themselves. That being said, they're going to crush them. But can we talk about for a second the fact that Arch Manning might actually have been overrated? Can we just, I know everybody's really kind of freaking out about it. You can't say it. You can't say Arch Manning's overrated. He's overrated. I'm sorry. His last name is Manning. That's the only reason he wasn't a 3-star. Okay.
So Mac, what if I told you
Try to get the rap
that, so two things could be true about this game. All right.
Yep.
One thing that could be true is that what Matt Patricia was throwing at Manning really flustered him and threw him off his game.
Yes.
And, when something like that is in your head and you don't have enough time to read your progressions because you're worrying what's being thrown at you, you're confused about what's being thrown at you. You don't have enough time to digest it. That can have you make inaccurate throws as well.
Yes.
But, only time will tell if he's overrated. But what will you say if he goes on to have a good season?
I was wrong.
Right.
I just made like $30 in ad revenue off of a video that the entire point was that I was wrong about something. I have no problem monetizing the fact that I'm wrong about things. It happens a lot. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
I blame Paul Feinbaum as well for his yeah.
I mean, we all know Paul Feinbaum is a washed up hack. But that being said, okay, so yes, objective me says two things can be true at once. Matt Patricia is a smart defensive mind. All right. I will freely admit that he is not an NFL head coach by any means whatsoever, but he is a smart defensive mind. So was he throwing Arch Manning off? For sure. Yeah, probably. I am also looking at the fact that Arch Manning had multiple wide open receivers that he could have made stupid easy throws and missed them. Just straight up freaking missed them.
That's all, Mac?
What?
Football. It happens.
I'm sorry. If Bryce Underwood had missed a wide open throw, which he missed one in the game against New Mexico, but if Bryce Underwood had missed a throw or as many throws as Arch Manning missed, I mean, the conversation's over. The conversation's over.
If he does it against, I'll wait. We're going to talk about it.
No, if he does it against New Mexico, sure. If he does it against Ohio State, it really doesn't matter, because the thing is that it's always there's different levels to this, right? Like if Julian Sayin misses passes against Texas, it's because Texas has the number one defense in the country. If Bryce Underwood misses passes against New Mexico, it's because he's washed.
It's New Mexico and Texas and Ohio State.
I mean, sure, but
by the way, I do want to point this out to you, since you went on your rant about us playing an FCS team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, listen, we saved $900,000. I'm looking at it right here. We were gonna pay UConn 1.9. We're only paying Grambling State 1.
So you gypped them out of 900,000?
That sounds like a personal problem.
Okay.
Salesman. Got to pitch your program better than that.
Mac, what's your score pick?
Ohio State 50, Grambling 7.
57. All right, man. So, okay, the question I wanted to ask, I had mentioned this to Rob again before the show. Ohio State is the number 1 team in the country now, right? That's what I'm hearing from the rankings. Yes.
Still the number 1 team. Yes.
Even Jake Butt said, I don't want to hear any other argument about who the number 1 team is.
Well, I have an argument, and I'm going to make
it. Bring it on, brother.
Here it is. Do preseason rankings matter?
No.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
They're really fun to talk about.
They are fun to talk about.
I would say no, due to the fact unless you can pick a team that has everybody coming. Like take an Ohio State from last year, or you take the Wolverines from 2023, or you take Penn State from this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the commodity that you're getting. But depending on who the team is, I would say teams are ranked based off of hype and talent. And some teams are more hyped than they are talent. So,
well, okay. So then the contradiction is, was Texas ranked number 1 by hype or by talent? And if it was by hype, then how can you say that Ohio State is number 1 this week?
I would say it's both, but then you watch.
Combination.
I'll tell you this right now. Texas is going to the playoffs. Texas is a top 5 to 10 team in the country.
Because it's super easy to go to the playoffs.
But well, if it was, you would have made it last year. But
we sucked.
I can't relate. But
you lost to the team that sucked.
Yeah, and blind squirrels find nuts.
Also, you're welcome for that.
Yeah, I appreciate the Bucks boost.
Yeah,
but no, I think that had Texas beaten us 14-7, I would have no problem if it was the other way around. I think at the end of the day, we know who these teams are. They're really good teams, one of the more talented teams in the country. And I think that a lot of this came down to the fact that a lot of people thought Ohio State was going to have a more of a dip than they actually had.
Heard it all off season.
Until Texas turns into Florida State from last year.
They're not that.
Well, let's see what happens.
Time will tell.
No, it's. I just think it's funny because we are, and I agree that preseason rankings
in the nation. Who do you think it is?
Who do I think it is?
LSU.
I don't think you can pick a number 1 team. Because it's so, in my mind, it's like the top 5 teams are essentially the same.
Yeah.
And then, Mac and I have argued about this before. I think you basically have brackets. I think the 1 through 5 is basically bracket 1, and then 5 through 15, or maybe 5 through 10 is bracket 2, and then 15 to 25 is bracket 3, and then everybody else. I think,
like the way you broke that down.
I really honestly think that at any given Saturday, teams 1 through 5 could beat each other.
I mean, nobody thought that Florida State was going to beat Alabama, and look at that.
Yeah,
I did into the 11th hour.
Yeah,
I did into the 11th. I looked at the weather report.
Yeah. You saw the monsoon coming.
But the rankings are what the rankings are. We go by the rankings. Ohio State is number 1 this week, so that's what it is, and we'll go with that. So then we have for OSU, you guys, Max said 50-7, Rob said 45-6, Garrison 50-0, Ben 55-7, Peter 56-3. So
I didn't make my
right home.
What?
You guys can't hear my cat, right?
Yeah, I
heard just a little.
Hey, Ziggy, be quiet, dude.
Shut up, cat.
So what were you saying, Mac?
That's why mine stay outside the room. Get out of here.
I feel like I didn't make my point goodly enough. So,
all right.
But
clarify your point of.
Is it my pointiveness ishness is?
Shout out to Kalamazoo.
Shout out to Western Michigan. Look, I think 2 things are true at once. I think Julian Sand looks like he's going to be a really good quarterback. He's not as mobile as quarterbacks in the past. So it does seem interesting because Ryan Day seems to be moving towards an offense that looks a lot like Jim Harbaugh style offense at Michigan, which is interesting. Defensively speaking, Matt Patricia seems to be a really good technician. Arch Manning looked like he was seeing ghosts out there. The thing is, though, is that Arch Manning was still making really bad decisions, and Steve Sarkisian is really bad at in-game adjustments. He's an offensive mastermind for sure, but start throwing something at Steve Sarkisian that he's never seen before, and he doesn't know what to do. So what happens in game doesn't necessarily matter to me, because I know that Steve Sarkisian is not going to be able to keep up with Ohio State's ability to make adjustments on the fly. And
Who'd
that's
you pick
why
to win the game.
What?
Who'd you pick to win the game?
I thought Texas was going to win.
Oh, okay.
I did. I thought because I
picked
thought
Ohio State.
I thought Texas
That's
had
you're
the
a
better.
Buckeye.
Wow.
All right.
I thought
goodbye.
I thought Texas had the better
You don't
team.
need to be insulting.
You know what? I'll tell you this: if this game was on a neutral field,
Texas would probably be favored.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Texas got torn up. I just think they weren't ready for that game. Ohio State clearly outplayed them, and Arch Manning did not live up to the hype.
I mean, for sure, but offensively speaking, I mean, the game was only 14-7. I mean, look at how awful Texas's offense played, and it was still just a one-score game. And it was only a one-score game because Ohio State's wide receivers are incredible, and Carnell Tate came back for that very underthrown ball. Like, it was an all right throw, but it
wasn't very underthrown. It was
underthrown.
It was underthrown, but not very.
It was underthrown for sure. All right, I was saying very because I'm amped up. I had too much coffee. I apologize. But it was an underthrown ball. So, and Carnell Tate has to come back to it. That's why it's 14-7. Otherwise, it's a 7-7 game, and you're going to OT. And Arch Manning was heating up in the fourth quarter, so who knows what happens?
Well, hey, you know why? You know why it wasn't 7-7 game, Mac? Because Ohio State was able to duplicate their red zone defense from last season. Very impressive.
That's why.
I think it's pretty hilarious how Texas spent all offseason playing that goal line scenario in their head, using that as motivation, likely playing in their practice facility all offseason just for the same situation to go down again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's comedy and tragedy in that one right there for the Longhorns perspective.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
I mean, Steve Sarkisian doesn't know how to make in-game adjustments, and he's it's ridiculous.
It kind of shows you how you can be that top level program, you can be that elite program, and still not be able to make that slight adjustment that gives you the edge over the other top 5 teams. I mean, James Franklin does the same thing.
Why'd you bring the passer?
Well, actually, Franklin Graham doesn't know anything about football, I don't think. So I
call him Sark Franklin now.
Sark Franklin, yeah.
He's definitely held up by NIL money. That's for sure.
Yeah.
James Franklin?
Yep. No. Sorry.
Sarkisian, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, guys, let's switch over to our next game. We're going to Oregon. It is Oklahoma State playing Oregon, while Michigan is going to play Oklahoma. So we got some strange sideways rivalries going on there. This is only the second meeting between. Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention this is going to be the first meeting between Ohio State and Grambling State. So we are at our second meeting with Oklahoma State and Oregon, and my notes show essentially the same thing they showed for Ohio State. I've got offense, defense, quarterback, special teams, coaching style, and weather. And Oregon has the advantage in every single category, including weather. I don't know what the weather is like in Oregon, but apparently this is the kind of weather they like. 70 degrees, light wind, 6% chance of rain. Sounds like Oregon. I'm going to start back over with Rob. Rob, what do you see in this game? What do you got going for it?
Man, Peter and I, we tried to give Oklahoma State some credit over the years. Once Oklahoma and Texas left the Big 12, we thought, maybe Oklahoma State would make a run at the Big 12 title, and then they really disappointed and end up only winning two or three games. So I don't really see them doing much against Oregon. I'm looking at Dante Moore's stats. He was 18 for 23, 78.3% completion rate, 76.7 QBR, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns. So I mean, he had a good debut, but I don't really see this being a contest. I think Mike Gundy's been there for a while. He's either the program's going to be good or it's going to be bad. It's never going to be like this, top level program. It is what it is. They're going to probably keep him around until he retires. So, I have Oregon winning like 40-3.
The disrespect is intense. Woo.
So, all right, 40-3, you said?
Yep. 40.
Got it. Peter, you're next. What do you got?
Man, Mike Gundy's been really fun to watch over the years. I'm 40 rant always rings through my head whenever I see Oklahoma State and him pop up on my screen. And he's a man and he's 55 or whatever, but he ain't going to come close to winning this football contest. I really, really am looking forward to see Dante Moore, the Detroit native. It's really fun seeing a lot of Michigan quarterbacks getting their shine. CJ Carr with Notre Dame, Dante Moore out of Detroit, and of course Bryce doing his thing at Michigan. But with Oklahoma State, like Rob said, man, I really expected a lot more from them. I expected them to become the dominant program in the Big 12 conference, and that fell flat on its face last year. And Mike Gundy has really struggled the last 3 to 4 seasons in Stillwater, and things have got to improve, and it's not going to improve this week. I don't have it quite being that bad of a blowout, but I would venture to say Oregon drops 38 on them, and the Cowboys are worthy of putting up 14 points.
Did you say 30 or 38?
38-14.
38-14.
Ducks.
Got it. Garrison, going over to you.
I'm right with Pete. It's cool seeing all these guys from the state of Michigan have some success in their first year starting. Dante Moore, out of Detroit King, is someone I really loved watching play in high school. So I think that shout out to Dan Lanning. Said he has some of the best quotes. Said we spend to win. I like that. And then I think that when you look at this game, I don't know what Oklahoma State can do. I think I would assume that Mike Gundy has been preparing all offseason for this specific game. So I do agree. I think there were somewhere around 10 to 14 points. I do. Is it 29.5? 14 plus 30 equals 44. They'll cover this game, but it won't. It'll be a late touchdown that they get to do so. I think they wipe the floor with the Cowboys. Oh, I gotta get a score.
Yeah, what's your score?
Let's go 38-13.
Okay.
13. Just wanted to go one less than Peter, huh?
I couldn't give him that 14 points.
All right, Mac, I'm going to go to you. We're going to give Ben the last word on this one. So what do you got, Mac?
Man, Oklahoma State sucks. They opened the season against UT Martin Skyhawks, and they only beat them by 20 points. That's stupid. Although I will say the UT Martin guy who scored their touchdown in the first quarter, it was a one-handed catch. It was sick, but it was stupid. Their quarterback has got 136 passing yards. Their best running back only got 56 yards. They actually, okay, no, they didn't lose the turnover battle. My bad. Whatever. Anyway, point being, they didn't really move the ball very well at all against this FCS team. So yeah, they're not going to do anything against Oregon whatsoever. And I think Dan Lanning, though, I mean, Dan Lanning, when he's going up against an inferior team, he knows what to do to him. The problem is that when he goes up against a team that's like equal to him, like, what are you going to get? Are you going to get, the type of game where you can take advantage of Will Howard taking a nap in the middle of the field? Or are you going to get the Rose Bowl situation? So this obviously isn't a big game. So I'm taking Oregon. That's going to be something like probably a 40 to 8. That'd be an interesting score.
40.
But also, Dan Lanning's pretty good at talking some trash. Like we spend to win, and some people save money to have an excuse for when they don't.
Do you remember what he did in Ann Arbor? He called a timeout so that everybody could wave to your crowd.
That was so long ago. I can't remember. Man, I'm old.
He's a petty SOB. I'll tell you that much.
Mac, that was the game slightly before Michigan and Ohio State.
Instead of running out the clock, they decided to have the running back barrel into the end zone.
I'm sorry, Phil. I didn't hear that. I went deaf for a second.
Well, before that, though, they took the timeout to remind everyone, watch all the Michigan fans leave. Are you not?
And I was there. It was pretty fun watching them leave. It was pretty fun.
I don't know why people leave early. They shouldn't do that.
Let's also not forget
the bitter end every time.
Oregon also utilized camera cranes on the sidelines to knock our players out. So
he was out of bounds. That's his own damn fault. Sorry.
Who put the camera crane there?
All right. Well, who threw the ball that far out of bounds?
Who told him to throw the ball that far out of bounds?
Sharon Moore.
Kurt Campbell, but I get you.
Oh, where's he now?
Not at Michigan.
Not at Michigan. No. Goodness gracious. Mac, you said 40 to 8, right?
Yeah, 40 to 8.
All right, I got it. Ben, what are you expecting out of your Quackers?
I like that. I like the 8 points. I like that. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we just did a big conversation with Spencer McLaughlin of Locked On Ducks last night on the Quacking Off channel, looking at the Montana State game. Oregon didn't have to really show anything last week, and they rotated so many freshmen because the coaching staff trusts them and their ability. Remember, Oregon got Makai Hughes from Tulane, like a 2,700 yard back in 2 years with like 25 to 30 touchdowns. He had 1 carry for 2 yards yesterday, or on this last Saturday. 1 carry. That was it. Oregon doesn't need to do anything. And if you remember what happened with Deion Sanders in Colorado, remember they're playing for clicks. We play for wins. Mike Gundy just kind of opened the box. And I think Dan Lanning is going to take advantage, especially at home. Why wouldn't he?
Ben, what was it? Rooted in substance.
Rooted in substance. That is absolutely correct. Dan Lanning is a great motivator. I think if anyone's ever watched a lot of the Ducks post-game stuff that they do every week, it's just you see all the behind the scenes. Mike Gundy is a legend. He is still a good coach. I think he's kind of lost the support. The game has changed around him again, kind of like Nick Saban. And I think he's kind of at the point where he doesn't want to change again.
Yep.
Also to note, remember Oklahoma State, though, their starting quarterback got injured in that game. He broke his foot.
That's true. Yeah, so they're down to their second string. Yeah.
But it was 20-7 at like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter against UT Martin before they scored the other last touchdown to make it 27-7. I'm going to give Oklahoma State a little credit here, maybe, but it's not going to be pretty. Oregon, remember the spread has gone up from last night. It was 28.5 last night. Now it's 29.5. It might move again.
Yeah.
So I'm going with my official prediction from last night on the Quacking Off show. It will be Oregon 52-20, and that's probably with a late touchdown by Oklahoma State at the end against like the third strings.
52-20?
52-20. That was my prediction last night.
All right. So we've got, all right, going back over this, we've got Mac has 40-8. Rob said 40-3. Garrison 38-13. Ben is up there at 52-20, and Peter is down there at 38-14. So Ben has more faith in his team than the rest of you bozos.
I should. I mean, I should of anyone on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds normal. I don't know what
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No bias here.
13 years ago, this would have been a showdown. Like Oklahoma State was humming. Like they were flying with Justin Blackman, all these players, but nowadays, man, he's lost his step, and I agree with you on that one, Ben.
This game has been scheduled for about 10 years.
Right?
And yeah, 10 years ago plus, this would have been a great, like a little matchup, or even like 2015, even then, like Vern Adams going at it against them. It would have been a fantastic matchup, but that's how college football schedules work. So
precisely.
Hey, at least respect Oklahoma State. They didn't buy out of the contract like some other teams. Texas A&M,
Notre Dame.
Funny.
So Moose has 38-17 Oregon. Judge Dot says 45-14 Oregon. What else do we got here? I think that was all of them. All right. We're going to, the poll we have going, guys in the chat, if you haven't seen the poll yet, how long before Alabama rehires Nick Saban based on what happened this past weekend? Your options are 1 year, 2 years, and Alabama. Right now with 29 votes, Alabama is still winning with 66%. Is Alabama just done, we think? How long until they figure this out?
Well,
I go ahead.
I never really understood the hire in the first place. Kalen DeBear rose to the top to be able to get this job rather quickly. There's a big difference between, the Pac-12 where they play where they played Mickey Mouse defenses. And now he's in the SEC where it's just like, okay, you can't bring that type of game plan and expect results. I mean, dude, I was watching that Florida State game, man. These dudes look unmotivated, jogging around, just giving up. And, I just been hearing some interesting things on, fan threads, such as, players coming out of their hotel rooms the night before and getting DoorDash. And
who orders DoorDash?
I don't know, man. I mean, shoot, you're hungry. You're hungry. And then my favorite was Kalen DeBear's press conference after they got blown out by Florida State. One of the guys asked, he's like, actually, he didn't ask questions. He said, hey, like, the before game presser, you guys, you talked about how well prepared you were for this game. And Kalen DeBear said, I did say this. So it's kind of like, where, like,
oh, jeez.
This program is going under quick. I predicted it. And the only reason why the recruiting is going so well still, but who knows, people may flip at the end before the cycle's over. It's because they're riding on the coattails of Nick Saban. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Midwest and the South are closer than the East Coast and the West Coast are in terms of just how they, in terms of just like how the people, characteristics of them. A lot of people from the South have migrated to the North. A lot of people from the South, for some odd reason, a lot of people in the state of Michigan moved down to Florida. This is how it is. And I think that we have a guy like Kalen DeBear from the Northeast, more happy-go-lucky, easygoing guy. At programs like, this isn't Washington. At programs like Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, you need dictators. Don't think Jim Tressel was just some nice guy. The guy was willing to die with a lie. You need dictators in programs like this, and clearly he's not that. Just to add on to what Rob said, they're talking about their girlfriends coming to the dorms for the games. That's the type of stuff you can't have happening. Like guys having their girlfriends come, and then due to that you're late, and you Do I think he's going to? I'm not going to sit here and say that program's going to go downhill, but usually the best way to tell the future is look at the past. And after Barry Bryant left, that program gone.
Oh yeah.
You just lost Nick Saban, and then you made the wrong hire.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's just not built to be at Alabama.
You know, could I give this from a teacher's perspective on what's going on here?
Do it.
All right. So, the whole, coming out of your room, ordering DoorDash, and, when under Nick Saban, they would have been, in their bed, sleeping, not doing this nonsense. So as a teacher, you want your students to do the right thing, even when you're not looking. Like, I would have students to the point where they, if I were to, let's say I had to leave the room real quick for a meeting, I would expect them, let's say it's the beginning of the morning, even though I'm not there, they follow the regular morning routine. They get their pencil, their paper, they do their morning work, and then they go read quietly and stuff, even though I'm not there. Why did they do that? Because they fear the consequences of the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
The players do not fear Kalen the Bear, and that's a problem.
That's a perfect example of what in the military it's called loyalty and duty, and it's doing everything right when no one's looking. That's the
honor, courage, and commitment.
And I respect Kalen DeBoer. I respect. He's been a winner everywhere he has gone.
He's Oregon's daddy.
But no one wanted to follow Nick Saban's footsteps.
Right. Oh yeah.
You did not want to be the first coach. You wanted to be like the second one to want to restore the downfall.
Yeah.
And Kalen DeBoer was not Alabama's first choice by any means.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Alabama fans go, we didn't want Dan Lanning. You called. That agent called Dan Lanning. They called the AD or whoever. They called him. Don't worry. Trust me, they did.
And
Ben,
just to add on to what you just said, man. He wasn't their first choice. Everybody,
at least the third.
Yeah, everybody knew Alabama wanted Dan Lanning. That's an SEC guy. But Dan Lanning is smart enough to understand he's got better resources. Who is it? Was it McElroy? Yes, he came out and said today that it's everybody knows that at Alabama their NIL does not break 20 million. The average big time program now is 40 to 45. That's a problem. And when Big Daddy Nick ain't there, when Saint Nick ain't there,
Papa Nick. I'll tell you, my perspective with DeBoer is this. He only became a head coach in 2020 at a small school, a good school, Fresno State, good mid-sized power. And then he spent 2 years there. He was 2 years at Washington, reached the Natty, and it was more like a desperation hire. So, yes, he has won everywhere he's been, but his track record it just isn't very long. And so the thing is, I think he's still slightly unproven, and he doesn't have the respect of his players. That's very clear. At Ohio State and all these programs, there are room checks the night before the game. That stuff happens. It's been reported. That clearly this is not happening right now in Tuscaloosa. I guarantee it did under Nick. But he's got to win the locker room back. He's got to earn their respect somehow. And I don't really see things going well.
Well, that's the one thing
I don't know if he'll be there in 2026.
Well, and that's the one thing Nick Saban did. Nick Saban was, as I believe it was Garrison said, he was basically almost like a dictator. Hey, you play by my rules, or you're gone. I mean, and that's not happening right now. Yeah. Obviously.
14 games, 4 unranked losses.
They had their girlfriends come up to the hotel room too.
And then late to their travel due to it.
Yep.
Wow. No wonder they lost to Alabama. Their legs were sore.
There was this bit of tape from the game that I saw, And it was Castellanos getting past the line of scrimmage, and then you see number 18 just jog. Oh, like if I get him, I get him. I don't.
It's
Dude, if
glaring.
Nick Saban was there and he pulled that crap, like he'd probably be kicked off the team. I as a player under Nick Saban, like I wouldn't even show up to film the next day. Like,
well, I mean,
because
but-
you're getting torn apart for that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take
honestly,
away from Florida State, though. I don't. As much bad talking as we're doing.
Thank you.
Alabama, the same way people are doing Arch. I don't want to take away.
Yeah.
Florida State went out there and whooped them. Sometimes, like a lot of
attack.
baseball and yeah, it was. Baseball, basketball, like they work on a lot of analytics. And it's not that you can't use analytics in football, but like Colin Cowherd says, football is a lot of analytics. They went out there and beat them. And that's all it was, man.
Well, and I mean, you think too. There should be a motivation. We were just talking about, like I was talking about Dan Lanning as a motivator and doing that, using this. Remember, Castellanos over the summer said, "Alabama won't be able to stop me," and what he go do? They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
So,
But
and it's Castellanos.
You also
was a
also
beast.
shouldn't have. And
Right.
also, I mean, don't.
That,
Listen, I'll say this real quick, if you guys don't mind.
Real quick.
'Cause
We're moving on.
Yeah, I did have someone on Twitter like, well, what's wrong with that, Garrison? So I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If I'm a head coach, there's no way I'm letting one of my best players show up with his nails painted and a plush toy for his own anxiety.
oh my god!
When I saw that, my head exploded.
Dude, as someone who is on currently 40 milligrams of Prozac daily, I was pissed. I was like, "You are a wuss. What are you doing?" Shows up to the game with a doll in his hand.
And the crazy
Man,
part
if I
is,
did that, my wife would verbally abuse me until tears.
yeah, you know what's crazy about it? I've seen commercials of this, and I'm like, oh, I would never see this. Hello to college football, everybody. Week 1.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yeah, the biggest diss was by Castellanos before the matchup, saying Alabama can't be saved by Nick Saban anymore. He's not there to save them. The program's going down, and he just shreds them in half, dude. The biggest.
Awesome.
Not only did he trash talk, but he backed up the biggest disrespect, and it's becoming evident that the reason what he said is true.
I will say I appreciate the Alabama fans that I've seen reacting, going, "Oh wait, Gus Malzahn is the OC." Gus,
I know.
stop it! Go away!
Yeah, that's been hilarious for me too. The Gus bus strikes again.
Yeah.
All right, just real
That is
quick.
funny,
Trinsic is asking, what is Garrison on here for? And I
What's
just have
up,
to
Tree
point out,
Dog?
Garrison is under contractual obligation by YouTube to appear on as many shows as possible, and we
Yeah.
got caught up in that. So that's why he's
No,
here.
that's Tree Dog, but he's a Wolverine fan. Good guy, man. He calls into the Thursday show sometimes.
Excellent. Oh yeah, Tree
Is
Dog's
that
a good guy.
M. Trinsic changed his name?
No, he
So
said
he used to be Tree Dog, didn't he?
yeah, he said he's in. Where is it? Something about 14. Yeah, it's Tree. My name is struck as intrinsic for 14 days. I'm guessing YouTube must have got him.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
It's Tree. My name is struck as M.
Oh yeah, if you try to change your
Oh,
name too many
yeah.
times, they stop it from changing
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
That's funny. What's up, Tree?
All right, here we go. This is the game of the week because it's the highest ranked Big Ten game. Oh no, wait, is it? I
Game
guess
of the
Penn
nation. Biggest game of the nation.
The biggest game in the nation.
It
Penn
is.
State's playing some smaller team. All right, so we've got number 15 Michigan going up against number 18 Oklahoma, and this time on the chart, offense, defense, quarterback, special teams, coaching style, and weather impact, we actually have some shakeup. Oklahoma has the edge on the offense. It's even on defense. Oklahoma has the edge on quarterback. Michigan has the edge on special teams. Coaching is split. It says Oklahoma has the advantage for weather because it's going to be 82 degrees and a 12% chance of rain. I forgot to look up what the FPI is. I know that the Where did that go?
The FPI is the
Not so
most useless metric in the history of metrics.
But the spread right now is down to 5.5 for Oklahoma, 44.5.
Real quick.
Sure. What do you got?
FPI actually chose every single game in the playoffs last year, except for the Texas Ohio State game.
Nice. So we're gonna go back up to Peter.
Get a smile off your face, Garrison.
They also had you guys at number 1 all year, so in 23.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They did. All right, never mind. The FPI is brilliant.
Building up to the Ohio State game, they had Ohio State was favored right up until I think like 2 or 3 days before.
Right up until they realized they were morons for favoring Ohio State.
Yeah, it looked that way.
Peter, what do you got for Michigan, Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was really fun watching Bryce Underwood play. I mean, fun from a electric, this is entertaining perspective, not in the, oh, we got to deal with this guy now kind of perspective. But anybody who looked at his game objectively knows he played well. Opponent caveats apply, of course, versus the Lobos from New Mexico. But he played well, and he represented himself well. And so it's going to be, man, the career he's got ahead of him is quite something. And it's going to be quite the challenge to stop him. I think the Sooners defense is one of the tops in the nation, certainly a top 15 unit right there. Their offense has still got to figure it out. John Mateer was a great pickup, obviously, from the portal. And he looked good in week 1. He looked sharp and crisp. But once again, opponent caveats apply. It was Illinois State. I do think all off season I had Oklahoma taking this game. I did not think Bryce was going to look that sharp and that confident and that much swagger. I think he's the kind of athlete, judging based on how he went out and performed in his first big stage in Michigan Stadium and jumping around the hoopla and all that, hyping his teammates up pregame. I think he's the kind of athlete that thrives off being booed, and the negative environment that he's going to experience down in Norman, I think it is only going to feed him, unfortunately. And I must say, I am shifting my perspective. I think the Sooners do take this one. Or I'm sorry, the Wolverines do take this one. It's going to be low scoring. It probably will be slightly boring. But I'll say 20-13. It will not be a high scoring contest down in Norman this weekend.
20-13, Michigan.
Michigan is going to take the dub, I think.
All right. Hey, we've got our first super chat for the evening. $5 from GT Gaming Tremor. David, I believe is his actual name. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. Oh, well, already did.
Nice job, you jerk.
The FPI is my sports Bible. The results of the game shouldn't matter. It should be based on SEC feelings. Good one, GT. GT, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
For the record, for liability purposes, we do not actually condone doxing.
No. Unless it's necessary.
Felt like well.
All right, Rob, what do you got? Oklahoma over Michigan or Michigan over Oklahoma?
Michigan over Oklahoma, or are you wrong?
Yeah. Uh-oh, Rob, you're not coming through.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. For some reason, the button was pushed to mute. Oh, okay. So this game was hard to pick. All right. Very hard to pick. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Not a firm believer in Brett Venables. He's shown you who he's been for the last 3 years. He had one good season. I just don't think he's meant to be a head coach. You know, he hasn't improved. You know, again, he had that one good season, got worse, and just like out of the 3 years he's been there, he's had just one pretty good season. But you know, I'm also not a firm believer in Sharon Moore. I like what I saw from Bryce Underwood the first game, just like what Peter said. You know, he's I hate to admit this, but he's way ahead of schedule. He doesn't look like your average freshman. And I don't think the environment of Norman is going to phase him one bit. He does have that confidence about him. But I will say that looking at Michigan's defense, just the edge position, just from what I saw against New Mexico, if they don't get pressure on John Mateer, I'm not a firm believer in Michigan secondary to be able to hold up. If they don't get pressure on him right away, or just in general, John Mateer is going to pick off that secondary. But because I went back, I watched the film. John Mateer not rushed, looks really good. Able to read his progressions and just throws, right on the money. And they have way better skill. They have better skilled players than New Mexico. But I saw this one play when John Mateer was rushed. They actually got pressure on him. No more being able to stand in the pocket. They made his comfort zone kind of shift down in the pocket out, and he threw into coverage. So that's clear that he is mistake prone. If you don't give him a shot to read his progressions, and you make him make him hurry, he will make mistakes. They will turn the ball over. But going back to Shrome, I am more of a believer in Shrome than I am in Brent Venables. But if Michigan loses, it won't be because I feel like it will be because of Shrome. But last season I just saw I just saw some coaching deficiencies from Moore that he's still a young head coach. He may still be trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, I do have Michigan pulling it off 21-14.
21-14.
Wow. Did you just throw up in your mouth?
Yes, I did.
I was going to save this for when Matt comes on, but actually I'm going to throw it out there now. What do you guys think Jeshwan Barham being
Suspended?
What's the word? He can't suspended. Yeah, suspended for the first half. What kind of a factor do you think he's going to be in the second half of that game?
None. None? A factor?
Yeah. Is he going to come out angry? Is he going to come out ready to go?
If I wouldn't come out super angry. Football's about having a controlled chaos. So I think that's important. But we'll see. I don't. To be quite honest with you, I don't think there's much of a drop off from him and Cole Sullivan.
Yeah, he played well.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Sullivan looked good.
Yeah.
And it was the right call.
I will say that if
bad call.
It was a terrible call.
I hate the call, but you can't launch. That's the problem.
He didn't.
Yeah,
launch.
I was just about to say. I was just about to say
guy.
that, Mac. I was just about to say that if he hadn't launched himself, this wouldn't even be a thing.
He didn't launch. He's just a foot taller than the guy.
He didn't launch himself. What were you watching?
I was watching the game. I was watching this massive freaking giant lean over.
Yeah,
if he did not launch himself,
don't tip your head.
It wouldn't have been a thing.
He didn't.
I do agree.
He was just that much taller than the guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that again. I don't remember him leaving the ground.
He leaves the ground.
Well, he leaves the ground after he latches onto the guy and starts going down.
And then you probably shouldn't latch onto his help.
The quarterback is 5'3". He's shorter than my wife.
That's
all right.
Tough.
Of
That's
course,
tough.
Jeshwan Barham's gonna kill him on the way down. No, it was it was a hard tackle, and the refs felt bad for the New Mexico quarterback, which I kind of did too. That's all that happened.
Oh, he took many hits. I was surprised that kid made it to the fourth quarter.
That was sad to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I'm saying is
he was a gamer.
If he so the launching is what made it look targeting. If he doesn't launch, I don't think anything happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I guess I can't argue that. I don't remember him launching. I feel like he was still on the ground. But I'll watch it again.
It's not a lot, but it's It's a stupid rule, but it's the rule. Like,
I hate the rule. It needs to be abolished. It
Well,
needs
and I
to.
think
It
what
needs
was
to be
it,
a 15-yard penalty, and then maybe if you do it a second time, an ejection. But first time,
that's
10 years
reasonable,
down the
yeah.
road, we're still doing that now. Come on now.
man, I played
Yeah.
in the 2010s. They never wrong seen a couple stars.
Well, and who was it? Was it Jake Clutter or Joel Klatt who was like,
Explains your takes, Garrison.
who said, from week to week, nobody really knows what targeting is.
Yeah. That's true.
And that makes
It's different. Called differently in every game for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see a helmet to helmet. I'm just saying, like, the launch made it look like that. I don't think it was actually targeting. It's the launch that made it look like that.
No, in the rule it says you can't launch.
Right. Yeah. No, it makes sense. I'm not necessarily. I'm not arguing with that take. I don't remember him leaving the ground. But if he did, then okay, that's a different story.
Slightly, he did. It's
The Bull wants to know: is Mac really married?
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Going on 7 years this December.
All right, Garrison, what's your take on this game? Michigan or Oklahoma?
So as I get closer to the week, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I could honestly see myself going either way in this. I would stay away from betting on it. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had some points I wrote down.
All right.
So I do think Michigan's O-line may be a bit better. Oklahoma does start 2 freshmen. One of them is actually the number 5 recruit in the class last year, number offensive tackle in the last year's class. So he's got some talent. Another question I have is, can the Wolverines wide receivers be dynamic? There were no shows last week.
What?
There were no shows. Once again, your tight end was your leading.
Yep.
So that's Michigan football.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this real quick. I'll be quick about this. Like, there's a Michigan fan I talked to, and he wouldn't even agree. Like, what happened in 2023 is the anomaly. It's the exception, not the rule. If you look at all the past champions, you don't win football that way. Not championship football. And so,
oh, you mean as far as how they won it?
Yeah,
I got you. Okay.
I do think this is the best set of defensive tackles you're going to see all season.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I think your offensive line is questionable. Just not as much. I trust your offensive line more than I do Oklahoma's, but that doesn't mean your offensive line is above reproach. I like the performance in the game against New Mexico State. And New Mexico State, as my guy Mays said, had linebackers at defensive tackle. The way, like, this is their size.
They're small. That's what you mean.
I do want to know if both teams can run the ball. I do think both quarterbacks have to be more involved in the run game. I do think I think it's scary for both teams to put their quarterback in the run game just based off of who the second string quarterback is for each team. I do wonder, I look at Michigan's run game, and don't get me wrong, like, at the end of the day, the stat sheet's the stat sheet. There were plays made, one was a touchdown. Justice Hayes had a 59-yard run for a touchdown. 59-yard run, a 56-yard for a touchdown. Both those runs were open lanes. Outside of that, he was at 3.2 per carry, and Jordan Marshall was at 2.6.
Yep. So
I wonder, like, when you play this team, can your offensive line open that lane for you? Because if you get to the open, man, you can go do it, but can your offensive line do it for you? BU is going to see pressure. This is Brent Venables we're talking about. I know, Rob, you say you trust your own more than you trust Brent Venables. I'm the latter. Brent Venables is much more accomplished. It's not even close than what he is as a coach. And I mean just that in general. And I think that when you look at Brent Venables' history versus freshman quarterbacks, he terrorizes them. I wonder about Michigan's corners. Clearly, they have no depth there. Garrison's been saying that for 3 months now, but don't listen to him because he's an Ohio State fan. I have Oklahoma going 23, Michigan 17, and that's not etched in stone. That is not etched in stone. That's just how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So what was that again?
OU 23, Boomer Sooner, and then the guys in Ann Arbor 17. Right. And can you please put an asterisk behind that, because I may send you a text and change it.
So there are a lot of asterisks next to Ohio State.
Garrison, are you talking about he's more accomplished as a defensive coordinator or as a head coach?
Well, he's calling the plays and on defense now. And I have more. I had this talk with TJ once, and I say, I think Sharon Moore is good at developing a run game. I wouldn't say he's good at developing offensive linemen, but there's been nothing in Sharon Moore's career as a play caller and as a head coach that is impressive to me, where I can't say the same for Brent Venables.
The story around Brent Venables is that he doesn't live up to expectations. I mean, there's not enough time with Sharon Moore at Michigan to know whether or not he lives up to expectations. What we do know with Sharon Moore, though, is that he was the one that made the in-game changes to the Penn State game
to run the ball. That's not anything impressive.
What? How not? I mean, he basically told Penn State, "Hey, we're going to run the ball 30 some odd times. Come stop us." And Penn State didn't.
Penn State technically did stop you guys. You had one successful run that went over 3 yards in the second half. The only reason you guys won that game was because Penn State couldn't move the ball themselves.
Because we can rely on our defense.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that's not impressive. Like what was it like? Say if because in that game, JJ, you guys couldn't protect JJ McCarthy, right? That was a big part of it.
Because Chop Robinson was really good.
Exactly. Now, say that he had the wherewithal to shift his offensive line, have a tight end on the left side, and pass out of that, knowing that you have Colson Loveland, and I think you had another tight end. I forgot his name. But say if he did that and was able to shift his offensive line towards Chop Robinson, wherever he was, and then that would allow JJ to maybe run some more, because you guys don't run a lot of slants in your system, run some slants. If he had did things like that, that's impressive to me. You running the ball for 2 yards in a cloud of dust just to punt the ball back to a team that can't score is not impressive to me.
Except that defense kept Penn State's offense from scoring. But also, I mean, you got to consider that JJ was working through an injury too. So, no, he's not going to have JJ get into a situation where he has to throw the ball or run on his leg at that point. Not that you're going to run on your arms, but
no, well, it depends.
We got a super chat from Blue Wolverine, $9.99. Thank you very much, Blue Wolverine. And you notice he's got that bat emoji there because I am nearly certain that Blue Wolverine is actually Bruce Wayne.
B-Dub is a cool person, man.
And I asked him,
he is, and
he didn't deny it. So that's
true.
Not proof. I don't know what is.
B-Dub, we're giving you the benefit of the doubt here, man, because I mean we're pretty sure you're Batman.
We're pretty sure.
Okay, we're pretty sure. All right,
Blue Wolverine coming in with another super chat, $4.99. Zavada for Heisman.
Okay, but you know who actually did make a Heisman statement, though, is Justice Haynes, and I will have absolutely no argument to the opposite.
So. Can I give a caveat real quick? Just something I do want to say about about Bryce Underwood. Like, one of the reasons why I've been able to watch him live in high school, I've been able to cover him in high school, and I've always been someone that's like kind of tempered my expectations from him just as a fan of him from afar. Of course, I'm not a Wolverine fan. That was, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was one of the big reasons why I wanted him to go to LSU, because he would have better development and play with better talent down there. But with that being said, you never know when it's gonna pop. We saw it from Jeremiah throughout the season last year, but there is a chance that BU does go out there and terrorizes Oklahoma because he's just so doggone good. There's a world where that exists. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I do want to open the door for that to happen for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to hedge your bet on the off chance that you're wrong.
Which I more than likely am.
Moose is saying his biggest concern with Michigan is the secondary and the left tackle and pass protection.
Yeah.
Moose, you told me the corners were a problem. You remember that, buddy? You told me that.
I didn't see Bryce getting all that much pressure, though. Is pass protection really an issue here?
Well, against OU, it will be.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Yeah. I guess that's true. Fair enough. Yeah. All right.
Those are the two things I'm looking forward to seeing, actually, is how Bryce throws under pressure. And also, he's going to run this week. There's no question they're going to let him loose and run. They have to.
I can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be entertaining. But anyway, didn't mean to steer your thunder, Ben.
They got to get their money's worth, man. $12 million.
All right, moving around the cycle here. Ben, Michigan or Oklahoma? What do you got?
Well, I mean, I agree with everyone. I think this is by far, obviously, of the three, the hardest game to pick. But you look at just what each team did last week. Neither team covered the spread against lesser opponents. New Mexico and Illinois State, of all teams. No one covered the spread. What does that say, though? Does that mean teams are holding back some of what they can do? And Michigan ran the hell out of the ball. Oklahoma really didn't. Oklahoma only had 103 yards rushing. Illinois State actually outrushed them. So by 4 yards. I mean, I'm not giving them glory here, but this is a tough one. And I do have to say, Mateer, though, coming in with Arbuckle joining is an advantage to a degree because he's under the same system. But what can you really do? Because Michigan does have a great rushing attack. You just saw that last week.
No, I know you didn't. Again, like.
I mean, 16 carries, 159 yards, and 3 TDs.
But that's why. But that's why. Like, I'm happy because I'm happy. I talked to a lot of Michigan fans about this. We're talking, and when you have a run, when you have 16 carries, and 2 of them are 56 and 59, and they're open lane touchdowns. You had 3.2 after that.
That's fair. If you want to break down the full numbers, that's completely fair. I'm not on the side of one or the other. This was a close game, though, because Oklahoma only throws the ball, obviously.
Yes.
So you're kind of it. Yeah. And Bryce Underwood did look pretty good. He looked solid in the first start at home, but now you're going to go on the road environment. And you guys have brought up a bunch of different things about Sharon Moore. I'm sure he's learned more from last year, because last year there were so many just dumb decisions that he made or questionable calls, for instance,
like punting it on 4th and 1. Oh wait, that was last week.
Or trying to call like challenge an incomplete pass after the guy dropped it out of bounds. Like stuff like that. Just little things like that make a difference. And I don't trust Venables either. Venables has not proven himself as a head coach.
That's fair.
But if he releases Arbuckle just to run the offense that he does with Mateer at home, I think the Oklahoma will be pretty fired up for this game. But I don't trust either team, to be honest, in a win-loss situation. I just don't. So, Garrison, what was your score prediction again? I don't want to duplicate it.
I said OU 23, Michigan 17. And by the way, that 3 is like a 60-yard kick from Zavada.
Okay. A
short one.
That's funny.
This is tough. So I'm just gonna go because I'm gonna take the home field advantage as the deciding factor and go 27-24 Oklahoma.
7:30 game.
Yep.
Yeah, nighttime.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. That's why I'm going to home field advantage because Oklahoma will show up for this game. I think they do. Yeah. I think they do. So 27-24 Oklahoma.
All right. So Max says 90-0.
How'd you know?
Bring it home. What do we got?
Why are you tweeting during the show?
It's my show. I can do what I want. It's our show. Whatever.
Pay attention, man. Where's the discipline?
What are we talking about?
Next thing, you're gonna go out and hang out with your wife during the show.
God forbid. All right. So here's the thing. Part of me actually wants to emotionally hedge and pick Oklahoma, and I'm gonna get blasted for that. The reason being that I would pick Oklahoma is because it's a road environment, because it's a home field advantage, because Sharon Moore punted on 4th and 1, and he really shouldn't have, but he's a young coach. His reasoning for punting on that 4th and 1 was because they wanted to rely on the defense, which is textbook Michigan football. You rely on the defense for sure. But also, if you shut up, Garrison, I'm making a point here.
I'm sorry.
The Lloyd Carr special.
But if it, yeah, that's right, Peter. But here's the thing: if you go for it on that 4th and 1 and you keep the momentum going, then it's not a problem. I think what he was trying to go for was maybe Michigan getting the stop on that following drive and then keeping Michigan with the momentum. Sure, they wouldn't score on that first drive, but at least they keep the momentum. They didn't expect New Mexico. I'm fairly certain they didn't expect New Mexico to put up the fight that they did. And man, those guys fought. New Mexico is a really good team. Like 75% of the players came from that Idaho team that took Oregon to the fourth quarter. And a lot of other players on that team were transfers from other P4 teams. So it's kind of this interesting, and I didn't know this until after the game, but New Mexico is kind of this interesting group of 5 team or P4 team, Power 4 team disguised as a group of 5 team. But I'm not going to say that and be like, I think New Mexico is actually a really good team and, Michigan's totally underrated now. Because no, Michigan had stuff to clean up. I mean, they got, 8 penalties for 65 yards. That's undisciplined. You need to clean that up. And I think that they will. I think that, there's a lot of nerves and stuff like that. I think Sharon Moore's a young guy. He was getting the players pumped up and the players are, maybe making some stupid mistakes because they all need to grow up and mature a little bit. This is a game where you're going to grow up and mature. Do you win that game? I really hope so. And I think that Michigan has everything that they need to win that game. The problem is that I think that there's a good chance that they don't because they're just not mature enough. And that might sound a little bit silly because you look at Michigan, you look at Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood's obviously very mature. So don't get me wrong. Michigan's not losing this game because of Bryce Underwood. I think if Michigan loses this game, it's going to be because they just weren't ready for that type of environment, which is fine. It's Oklahoma. It's a road game. It's technically SEC, but not really. So I get it. My reasoning for picking Michigan, though, is honestly simply because I still feel like they have, from a team standpoint, the edge. I think from a talent standpoint, Michigan has better players. I think John Mateer has his experience, and that's great, but I think Bryce Underwood brings more to the game. John Mateer threw a not so great interception against Illinois State. Illinois State also held this apparently supposedly really good Oklahoma offense to 35 points, and Oklahoma didn't get the rest of the 35 until late in the fourth quarter. They had 103 yards of total rushing. They averaged 3.2 yards per rush. They picked up 6 penalties for 35 yards. They went 4 for 10 on third down efficiency and then 2 for 3 on fourth down efficiency. So I honestly think that this Oklahoma offense is either home run or strikeout. And Michigan has an opportunity on defense to get pressure on John Mateer because of the 2 freshmen that are starting for Oklahoma and cause them to strike out more than they hit home runs. If Oklahoma starts hitting home runs early, then it's likely over because I think at that point Michigan keeps it close, but they can't come back. Michigan's not really a team that comes back. They're a team that is, they play with you close and then they win in the third and fourth quarter. They don't really come back in the third and fourth quarter. That all being said, I think Michigan wins. I think that Brent Venables, Ben, calm down.
I mean, shocking.
I think that Brent Venables, the entire narrative around Brent Venables is how he always has what he needs. He just never gets the job done. And Oklahoma has those losses where it's like, dude, this was the game where you could have turned things around. You could have changed the narrative for your program and you didn't do it. Michigan also has an opportunity to have a program defining win. And honestly, I think more pressure is on Oklahoma to win this game than Michigan because Michigan, I mean, frankly, Sharon Moore is a second-year coach. If he loses on the road to Oklahoma, does that put him on the hot seat? No, because they've got a phenomenal recruiting class. If Oklahoma loses this game, Brent Venables didn't they go 6-7 last year? Like he might be in trouble. So I do think that Michigan wins. I think that Michigan wins 28-24. And I think that it's going to be because Michigan's offense is going to be more consistent than Oklahoma's offense. I just need Michigan's defense to tighten some things up and get pressure on that quarterback. But with 2 freshmen starting on the offensive line, I think that they can do it.
You think you guys can drop 28 points on their defense?
Yes.
Wow. I'm honestly asking this. Do you know like who the guys are on the defensive line and their front seven?
I know they're really good.
They're elite.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I would take their defensive tackles over yours.
We'll see.
I want to see more from the receivers before I decide to have him, freaking 28 points against
28 points is a lot of points on the, like knowing what knowing the struggles of your offensive line, freshman quarterback, wide receivers that can't get open. I think. I mean, it's your hey, that's your pick. Who am I? Who am I?
The reason so I don't care about their wide receivers, to be totally honest with you. I saw enough from the wide receivers to be like, okay, they can catch a ball. Sweet. The ball's going to the tight end or it's going to the wide receiver in a wide receiver screen. It might go over the middle. I mean, you saw that pass to Channing Goodwin went for 40 yards. Yes, I am a homer and I'm proud. All right, Brandon.
You only pick Michigan like all season. So
yeah. Why would I do that? But I mean, I think the wide receivers this year are actually better than people think. I'm not saying that they're Ohio State level or even close. I'm just saying that they're better than people think. And I think that Bryce Underwood is I think that 28 points is absolutely doable for them.
When you guys play Western Michigan in the Motor City Bowl, who are you cheering for?
Western Michigan, duh. At that point, we got nothing to lose.
I was just going to say, I mean, the 28-24, I mean, that's still within the over-under.
I think that over-under is.
That over-under might be high.
That's free money. I call that free money.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about Ohio State. Like I think the defenses are just too good for that to happen. I think when you have a really good to elite defenses, even scoring 20 points is a chore.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing I was thinking about, Mac, you kind of brought this up. You guys tell me what you think of this. Is that I think in that New Mexico game, Michigan against New Mexico, Michigan took too long to recover after a penalty. And that's what do you think that's going to how will that affect the Oklahoma game if they can't get that tightened up?
Knowing how much Brent Venables dials up his blitzes.
You blitz.
And again, and that's why I'm not. I just don't feel. I don't even feel comfortable with my pick, and that's because I don't know what that. And I think that I don't know what that offensive line looks like for Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they didn't have the two freshmen playing in the last game.
No, and again, I trust your offensive line more than I trust theirs.
I agree.
The thing is, I sincerely believe that Michigan was not ready for New Mexico. New Mexico is very well coached. That Jason Eck is a really good coach, and I firmly believe that everyone, because I mean, you saw it on Twitter. Everyone was saying, Steve Day said it, Isaiah Hull said it, Michigan's going to name the score against New Mexico. I said it. I'm pretty sure I said it anyway. I think basically all of us overlooked New Mexico.
No, you're smarter than them. You didn't say that.
I wouldn't say that I'm smarter than
Just
them.
take the compliment, doggone it.
I'm humble. I'm a realist, all right? No, don't get me wrong. I'm extremely into what?
No, you're not. And I know that from years of experience.
31.
All right, guys.
But I'll tell you what. But like what I said earlier, if Bryce just happens to be that guy, 28 points ain't the number.
What? That's too low.
If Bryce is just, if he's Jeremiah, if he's Adrian Peterson, if he's Trevor Lawrence, if he's Cam Newton, I'm looking in the 30s. But that's a small chance of that happening. But I just want to open the door for that.
Garrison looks like a Black Woody Hayes.
Oh, are we back to this?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Garrison looks like a Black Woody Hayes. Garrison said that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that came from who that was what's his name? Dang Doggone it. He's a Michigan guy. Yeah, he said that earlier. That was hilarious, man.
Keegan's going one more on you, Mac. He's got 34-24 Michigan.
34-24.
Wow.
Maybe there's
points.
a garbage time. Well, actually, at that point, it wouldn't be a garbage time touchdown, but I don't know. Hey, here's the thing, too. I mean, Michigan special teams is better than Oklahoma, too. So, I mean,
that played into my factor for picking them as well. Zavada is a freaking offensive weapon.
What are we saying? Your special teams or your kicker is? Because that special teams didn't look.
Well, okay.
I mean, Zavada won 3 of the 5 games or 3 of the 8 games last year.
He's talking about punting.
I'm talking about punting, return men,
returning,
kick return, punt return.
Yeah.
Zavada's the best player in the country. We all know that. But
yeah, Zavada should win the Heisman for sure. I mean, he's incredible. But here's the thing. I mean, Michigan doesn't even need to get like inside the 30 for him to have a shot at a field goal. And Oklahoma absolutely does.
23-20. 23-20.
23. There you go. Yeah.
Switching up.
You're changing yours, Garrison?
Yeah, I told you I'll text you later the week.
All right. I'll put 20 on there.
I thought about putting I think it was like a week ago. I put smash the 5.5 for Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I give a lot of people poor advice because I wouldn't.
We know.
Do that.
Brandon's going Michigan 31, Oklahoma 17.
Ooh, come on.
And for some reason, Marmar says Rob and Peter look like Cat Dog.
Oh,
not an insult. Cat Dog is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good show.
Didn't he say we look like somebody else last week as well?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot who that was.
Matt Shepard has Michigan 34, Oklahoma 22.
30, man, these 30s are killing me.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, man, I'd be shocked.
28's not crazy. 28's not crazy anymore.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if either team scores above 30 in this contest. Truly would.
I would put them in the top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to change my score prediction. EP is with Brandon. And, oh, wait, was that about spotting Zvada at the 50? Oh, you're right. Never mind. Also, hi, EP.
Yeah. Hey, EP. Tree Dog has 28-9, Michigan.
Tree Dog calling tomorrow so we can talk this out.
Yeah. Just as a final question, how do you guys feel about? I mean, I know we always look at the non-conference games at the beginning of the season as just being like almost like preseason, what we have to get through to get to the real games. But now that we've got Ohio State scheduling Texas, we've got Michigan going up against Oklahoma. How do you guys feel about these big games early in the season?
Love it.
Love them. Keep them coming. This is what makes college football great, man. We need to continue to have these epic contests between behemoth programs because if we're looking forward to hosting Long Island like Florida did, man, what's the point of having a show the first couple weeks of the season? Like this needs to continue. I know we're in the I'm in the minority on that, but this needs to continue happening.
I'm sorry. You say that as though Ohio State versus Akron isn't must-watch TV.
Everybody tuning in on Big Noon next week.
Huge in-game rivalry. We play State. Ohio. You can't overlook those guys, those Bobcats, man. They definitely come out to play. They're the color of green, about the same color of the money we're going to be paying them to play them. I come on, it's an in-state rivalry, bro. You can't just overlook that.
You can't.
First time in 15 years since their mascot tackled Brutus in the end zone, caused some criminal charges and got kicked out of school for it.
Oh, man. Are you serious? Oh,
but we are the Buckeyes. We would have no problem calling the law on you. Didn't you find out under the flag?
Yeah. Every time Michigan does something against Ohio State has to cry to the legal system about it.
Hey, that's how we have them.
Central Michigan versus Michigan is the Stallions Bowl now.
Yeah. Oh, we need that though.
But wait a minute. Okay, here's a hypothetical for you. Let's say Michigan and Ohio did play the first game of the season. Ohio State, sorry. Michigan and Ohio State played first game of the season, and let's put it on a neutral field.
Blasphemy.
I need you guys at your best.
Oh, that's blasphemy. Literally like you're about to get hit by lightning kind of blasphemy. No.
Do you know what type of stress that would put on? Like,
that wouldn't be.
What's the rest of the season after that?
I know.
Yeah,
Oh, that would
literally
put,
nothing
that would
matters.
do something for the spring game, though.
Well,
man.
welcome to the world of Oregon, where now we play Oregon State in like the 3rd or 4th week.
Yeah.
Change the thing. That was
what are you guys change it back to the Civil War?
It is the Civil War.
That's all I like to hear.
Yeah. It never stopped being the Civil War. I know some broadcasters were like, state rivalry or whatever. Like, no, it's the Civil War. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry, like even for us, Oklahoma State, again, like Peter said, years ago was a great matchup. We can't help that Oklahoma State has fallen so far off the map because it still could have been a great game, but they've really just gone downhill, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what's been really cool to your question, Cliff, man, to see these big time matchups take place on campuses. You know, the Ohio State hosting Texas, Clemson, the battle of the real Death Valley versus LSU. That was really encouraging to see this year. I've been so fed up with neutral site games in these huge matchups. College campuses are where college football needs to be played.
Yeah, Georgia's been getting weirder. So
it's because if it was the typical neutral site game, it would have been Ohio State in Dallas against Texas. Or like Oregon in Atlanta against Georgia. That's not neutral site. Get out of here.
But it's really cool. I mean, Cliff, Ohio State, we have Texas next year, and then after that, I think it's Georgia back-to-back, then Bama back-to-back. So,
wow. Well, Bama's not the big game it used to be.
Yeah, Georgia's also kind of.
But Texas and Georgia back-to-back. That'll be good.
Way to foresee a cupcake game there, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, those, possibly, very unpopular opinion, but I think that as the seasons go on, we're going to see less and less big time matchups. I mean, you have the expanded playoff. You have the expanded playoffs.
Knock on wood, Rob.
I'm just saying, man. Like everybody,
the thing is, I do agree with that. I don't want to see it, but I do agree that's probably going to happen.
Everybody's just trying to get to the playoffs. Look at what Indiana did, and other schools are going to follow suit. And all you got to do is, if you lose 2 games, oh well, you have a good chance on still getting in. Just like everything's all about the playoffs now.
It's all about money.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it there. I think it was a good idea keeping it down to 3 games. Really appreciate you guys being on here. Always a good time having you guys around.
Way to pat yourself on the back there. What? It was a good idea to keep it down to 3 games. That was your idea.
It was, yes.
I think it was a good idea. Everybody should be proud of me.
I'm really good at this, as has been proven.
Oh yeah,
every show by the lack of technical problems.
I'm sorry. Don't you have some paperwork for AARP to fill out?
No, for crying out loud.
Wait, by the way, Cliff, did you redo your background?
I redid it over the summer. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Thanks.
That plywood door is sweet.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, I've got to fix that.
and that toilet paper hanging up, but
I don't. Oh, I took down the Ohio State flag. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you had an Ohio State flag?
You had an Ohio State.
I knew you were a Buckeye. I knew you were.
Oh man, that's going to turn around on me.
I have no father.
Rob, Peter, I'm gonna let you guys go first. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You could find my co-host and I at Buckeyes Battlecry. We go live every Tuesday at 7:00. Of course, we'll be here every Wednesday till the season's over. But yeah, just one more thing. I know I picked Michigan, but I'm gonna say this: still not a firm believer in Sharon Moore. Peter and I, we were so confident that last season, actually it was before last season, we went to his parking space with a poster board that told him the record that he's going, and he managed to do. We had him losing 3 games last season. He managed to do 2 games worse. So, yep.
You went to his parking spot with a billboard that said you're gonna.
Cool.
Wow.
You're gonna
Hey,
lose 3
man.
games. He just managed. He managed to
Buckeyes.
do worse.
We went on a diag too with that same sign before we dropped it off with Sharon. But yeah,
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Nice.
All
I
right.
I applaud you, gentlemen.
Rob,
Yeah,
Peter,
I mean, that's ballsy, but
Buckeyes Battlecry. Great channel. Everybody should like and subscribe. Thanks for being on, guys. We will see you next week.
See ya.
have a good night, fellas.
Too.
see you, man.
All right. Ben. I'm gonna let Ben go before Garrison this time. Ben, where can everybody find you?
I feel honored. I mean, as you're still reigning Big Ten champion. Don't forget about this.
Fair enough.
Join me over on the Quacking Off channel on YouTube or on the Exploring with the Sam channel. I will try to be here every week as possible. Maybe outside bye weeks. Those might be the weeks I'm like, you know what? I don't need to worry or stress about this stuff.
You need.
I'll just
time off
let you
sometimes. Yeah.
maniacs argue amongst yourselves about nonsense and statistics and hopes and dreams and stuff like that. And I will just relax.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for being on the show. Quacking Off is the Ducks channel.
Quacking Off. It is.
Everybody like and subscribe over there. We will see you next week. Thanks for being on.
I will be here.
Take care.
Have fun, everyone.
No.
Garrison, how many shows have you been on this week?
Too many. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's kind of messed up that you let all those guys go, and then you don't let the guy who plays at HBCU this week go first. But
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be a compliment, best for last, but whatever.
oh, I'm the best.
Well, no, but
Oh, dang it, Mac.
we can make you feel that way, though.
Mac
That's all.
does
That's
that.
all
He
I
likes
need.
to
That's all I
make
need.
you think you're in a good spot and then just smacks you right down like an
Oh,
orange
man.
cat. You just never know where you
But-
stand.
You all can find me at Ohio State, the voice of college football, Mondays and on for the primetime show at 7 p.m. Then on Thursdays for the call-in show. Also, if you're a Buckeye, you just have to be watching this channel as you should be because it's an awesome channel. You can also catch us after football games for Ohio State, either myself or with Mike for the post-game show for Ohio State. And yeah, man, thanks to you guys for having me on here. The Garrison didn't have the bartend tonight, so cool.
Very nice.
Where do you bar? Well, let me know. Or
Yeah,
DM,
what are you doing?
DM me on
We
Twitter.
just don't
What's the
dox
address? The
people.
phone number?
Right? Yeah, I had to stop myself.
Let
DM
him
me on
know.
Twitter and tell me where you bartend. I'll stop in and make me a beer.
Make me. I can't make you the beer, but I can pour you one.
Okay,
Even though I
pour
can't
me a
make beer, I am a level 2 Cicerone. But all right.
All
That
right.
sounds impressive. I don't
That's
know what
the
it is,
same
but
thing
congrats.
as the same thing as a Somali. I'm a beer expert.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's
all right.
awesome.
See you guys. Have a good night and be blessed.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
too.
Garrison. Thanks for being
See
on. All right, then. Make the beer.
Make the beer.
Just make the beer. Very nice. Elle must have put it. Where did it go? She must have put a icon or emoji in there or something, and it's not showing up. But there she is.
Hang on.
Saying
Hold
hello.
on, honey. I'll find it. No, I can't find it.
So the poll ended up with 42 votes. 67% answered Alabama. Or Alabama. It's over.
Oh, Elle says hi.
She says hi. Hi, Elle.
Hi, honey.
All right. So, oops, what did I do? Oh, there we go. Okay. Nobody knows what's going on now.
No, she's just going through the chat, deleting all of Marmar's chat.
Bar. Oh, here you go. Let's put this one up there before it's too late.
Garrison and Popeye getting it too.
Get your piece of meal. So, for all those who are joining us on fantasy football, don't forget games start this weekend, or not this weekend.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow they start. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So make sure your teams are ready to go. And I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Good show. It's always good having all those guys on.
It is.
Looking
Good
forward to
guys.
the Michigan-Oklahoma game this weekend. And anything you want to add there, Mac?
No.
No? We're good?
I'm going to bed.
Be ready. Yeah, be ready. Got to be ready for the Michigan-Oklahoma game.
Well, no.
Blue Wolverine?
He probably meant for
What?
That thing that we're doing with the fantasy.
Oh, fantasy football. That's right.
There it
Keegan's
is.
on the league. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're ready, Keegan. We'll take you on, man.
Yeah.
All right then. Go Blue. Good night, Mac. Take us out.
This is the Michigan team rival. What? No, Michigan Wolf.
That's right.
You're right. It was right. That was right. This is a show we do on YouTube. Bye.
Breakthrough. I don't know if you want to take this back or not, given what's just happened.
I can try it again. Do you want me to try it again?
Do it again, and I'll hit the button at the same time.
Here we go. All right. This is the Michigan Wolverines team rivalry show.
Oh, I really like that. That was good.
Thank you.